What's good, man?
What's up, my man? Good seeing you.
Good seeing you too, man. Another week in the books.
We got a week in the books.
Yeah, man.
It was a nice hot week here in Michigan.
Was it?
Yeah, dude. We had finally summer-like weather. It was 80, 85 degrees Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Thursday, and it rained all day. 55, 56 degrees, whatever it is outside right now. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, just fall-like weather for what we would expect here. So I don't know what it was like down your way. What was it?
North Carolina, and the weather was pretty cool. It did get warmer in the days, like 81 or 82 max, but in the mornings it was high 50s maybe. I even went for a brisk jog this morning. So yeah, the weather's great. And I'm loving it, man. That's that fall feeling, I love it.
And that's kind of what I like to get into. But Michigan fall is, you should be getting up in the morning and it's 45 degrees and it's going to get the high of 65, maybe 70. But when they start teasing you with those summer days, 80, 85, it just, at that point, we're over it. We know we have about 3 months of just bitter cold coming, and the heat is just, we're past it. Let's just get some fall-like weather coming.
Right on, man. So I made some updates to the website. Added some new photos from last week. From some
I like it. I saw that.
About. Awesome, man. Yeah. And sent out one little blast email to just let everybody know that that we're going live for next week. Actually, something that I want to add to it is I want to put a section on it to talk about the giveaway that we're doing. I don't think people understand.
Yeah.
Quite the gravity of what's being given away. It's this 5-ounce poured piece right here. That's a beauty, man. That wood pour. And again, and I think there's rumor that you might be...
flip that over quick.
It's really raw. Okay, so here's the one side.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go. There's the one side. And then the other side is raw. And it's going to get cleaned up, and then we're going to be stamping it. So that's
what I was going to say. I was hoping to see your stamp on it and say, man, there's room for one more on there, I think.
Oh, there will be, man. And I think you need a stamp. I think you're overdue.
Well, you put me in connection with some people, and I'm going to try and reach out to them. But the people you put me in connection with, it does say that they're not taking any new work at this moment. So I am going to shoot them an email and see what they say about it. Maybe I'll
tell them Silver Husky
your name to see. Yeah, I was going to say maybe I'll slip in your name and see if they'll help me out a little bit. But I wanted to mention something about the emails that are coming out from our website. And I've noticed it. I don't know if you notice it, because we do send them to ourselves just to make sure everything goes through on the up and up. They have been going to the junk file for some reason. So the one today, I clicked on it and just sent it to my inbox. So I'm hoping that the Gmail comes through and it recognizes, okay, this is actually legit. This isn't spam. So if you are signed up to that mailing list and you're not seeing the emails, check your junk box and send them to the inbox so you can stay up to date. That's just something I noticed and wanted to mention, just so people aren't missing out on it.
Hey, thanks for that, man. I didn't catch that. But that's awesome. So yeah, with the website, as we kind of mentioned, this 5-ounce silver round giveaway, currently that's what retailing. It's over $100. It's probably like 110, 120, something around that right now. That's the retail price of 5 ounces of silver. So somebody's going to be winning that. It's not a small prize, right? It's not like a Merc dime or something silly like that.
Dude, but now there's a chain,
right, dude? That'll break your neck.
On a chain.
Right now, there's
definitely not. It's definitely not a Merc dime.
There's going to be 2 ways to win. All right, so we're adding a second way, so you can actually put in a second entry. So the first way, obviously, is going into our website, signing up for our mailing list. The website being cruciblelive.com. You can check in our description section on this video, and you'll find that link right in there.
All there.
So you can go ahead and click on that, and it'll take you right to the mailing list. So when you sign up for the mailing list, that's all you need to do. That's one entry. Second entry, we just added this as a second way you can win, is you go on to the other link that's on the description section. It's for our YouTube page, our YouTube channel that is specifically for the Crucible. So if you subscribe to that, you subscribe to that, that gets you an extra entry. So there's 2 ways to win, guys. That's all you got to do. So get them both, double the chance, double your odds. All right.
So we both know that this is going to take a little while, and it's what it is, but this is the way we want to have it, and we want to enjoy it with everybody that wants to follow along. So that's what you got to do, and hopefully you got the time in your day to go ahead and make those 2 clicks.
Yeah, and it's good content too. The website, we're still building it. It's got some stuff on it already, but the email blasts, we don't overdo it. It comes out about once a week.
I was just going to mention that. That's not something that you're going to say, man, just send it back to the junk file. That's not what it's about. It's it's just reminders. Hey, don't forget, we're coming up Thursday night. And if you did miss last week, here's a link. Click that. Check it out if you want to catch up. And we are working on getting on other platforms. It's actually a work that's already in process. It's just the fact of making sure everything's on the up and up when we do hit upload.
Yeah, it's going to be like a soft opening on those websites or on those other platforms. So that's coming up soon.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Paul, first of all, Paul, I want to say I was eyeballing that shirt. Where'd you get that?
I don't know. My wife probably bought it from garage sale or something.
I kind of like it, man. I kind of like it.
It's
like
cool.
It matches your tattoos, dude.
Feathers. Yeah, well, those I got a bunch of them. So these are 2 of my kids' names, and I got some other ones everywhere else. And then my whole back's done, and my finger, and I want to work on my legs too, dude. I want my calves done.
Yeah,
something on my elbow. I do, and a lot of people do not like tattoos. I'm not one to. I won't load my face up or anything like that. And everything I do have, I can hide. If I am going to places that are formal, and so I could button this up and I could put my sleeves down or whatever. But when it's summertime, I mean, they're out, and I get a lot of compliments. I mean, this was 3 sessions of pain, dude. I mean, it was a lot of work. I mean, it's this. So it's this. All colorized.
Look at that. Isn't that's a Polish eagle, right?
Yeah, it's the Polish eagle. So I got it back there as well. But it's completely colorized. The crown's gold. It's got red rubies in the crown. The talons are gold. The tongue's red. I mean, it was brutal, but well worth it, dude. I get so many compliments on that piece. It's insane.
When you say 3 sessions, how much time was each session?
8 hours.
Holy cow, dude.
Yeah, I booked the guy for the whole day. So, I mean, and that's him taking breaks, So they got to eat. They got to take breaks just like a normal person doing their job because, he's hunched over like this. I'm just laying down comfortable, phone in my hand, cruising, the interweb, listening to music, whatever I want to listen to. And, they take breaks, go have lunch. They bring me back a sandwich, which I, pay for or whatever. But, it's 8-hour day of booking that one guy. What would you say
from your previous tattoos? What was the most painful spot to get it?
When it gets close to the spine, dude, and actually, like right here, like what I'll call like the love handles. When he got here, I didn't know if I wanted to punch the dude in the face or laugh because it tickled. Because it just grabs right there when he's doing the shading. Like the outline's not so bad because that's just one needle, bang, 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 bang. But when he's doing the shading, that's like multiple needles just ripping your skin.
That's crazy, man.
That was about the worst spot.
My wife has her whole rib cage done on the side, and on the other side she has one as well. I got a chest piece. It's not it's not as big as what you got, but I tell you that
but that's a cool piece.
The sternum, man, that sternum hurt, dude. Same thing. I wanted to punch the guy, but but it was good. It was good. It was worth it. Good stuff, man. So hey, last week we were talking about what was it? We were talking about Comscope pieces.
St. Michael's.
Right.
We're talking about that St. Michael's you got, dude. You had the half ounce coming out. Yeah, you were showing that kilo piece right there.
That's right.
And so the half ounce is just an itty bitty little tiny piece, probably like the size of the shield that's inside of that shield that he's holding, right? Cool piece.
Yeah, that
cool
little
piece.
mini shield. It's something like that. It's
Yeah.
tiny, right? Huh. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so Comsco comes out with some pretty cool pieces. And you were mentioning something to me earlier.
I was.
Lay it on me, man.
I didn't
what do
think
they
you
got?
saw it, or I didn't know if you saw it, and you said, I don't know if I did see that, but this is it right here. So you showed it. Okay, so the piece next to this sword would be St. Michael's sword, right? The piece next to it is I believe
that looks like a
2
half
ounce.
Yeah,
it could be the half ounce, right?
Yeah, that
because
looks like
this
the
sword,
ounce.
yeah, the sword is 2.5 ounces. This
Right.
is 2.5 ounces of St. Michael's sword, dude. And again, it's not out yet, but it's coming soon. And I just thought, hey, we were talking about this piece last week. Let's talk about the little bit of this sword that's coming soon this week. It just made sense, right? Look at the detail in that handle work.
That is gorgeous.
All
like
that,
the
it
feathers,
is, right?
You could see the wing feathers, like the little veins
Yeah.
of the feather. It's crazy. Yeah, they did a phenomenal job. Comsco always does a great job, and I've never seen them put anything out that had anything less than like absolutely amazing detail to it. Everything has detail on it.
And that's, correct me if I'm wrong, because there's just so many mints out there and it's so tough to keep track. But that's South Korea, right? Or well, what is that?
Yeah, it has to be South Korea. I think North Korea probably wouldn't be shipping any of their stuff out. Yeah. So
well, there's just so many of them out there. You get mixed up real quick.
Or
no, I'm just saying mints, areas where these coins are, these aren't coins, these are actually rounds or bars. Where they're coming from, but just the work that they do to them is just nuts. That's why they got that antique finish to them. And I know we've talked about antique coins before, that you can handle them, right? And you're not going to leave those fingerprints. You're not going to, it's something you can hold still. You take that little sword, play with your shield and everything, right?
Stab.
Except you unbox your GI Joes from the 70s and start. But no, I thought it was a really cool piece and something to talk about briefly here right now.
So rumor has it might be around a December timeframe release. From what I understand, it's not necessarily certain if it's going to be an open sale to all dealers or if it's just something that's going to be exclusive to 1 or 2 dealers. Yeah. So we don't know yet.
I didn't catch a mintage on it yet either.
No, I don't think they've announced that. Unless you can like really zoom in on those images, you might be able to see. Sometimes they serialize them, so who knows?
I'm gonna guess 1,000.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna guess that they're not gonna put a limit on it. But who knows? Because that's a moneymaker, dude. And if they made it in a kilo, they might do that one in like 300 or 350. Yeah, can you imagine that? That'd be. that really would be a weapon, though. That'd be a cool weapon.
Yeah,
I would carry that sucker around. But I like how it had those wings. Can you pull that picture back up real quick?
Yeah.
The close up one. Here. There you go. Yeah. So that has the what would it be? The seraphim wings, I believe, because it has multiple wings kind of wrapping around the whole sword. And
that's just it. Yeah. So it's the sword, and then all that. I'm just gonna call it overlay. Over top the actual sword. And I can't see what that says. I mean, it's got writing. It's got writing on the sword itself. To come in and see it, I can't.
I would say it's a prayer, because those last words.
You're probably right.
In mundo amen. So it.
Okay.
Let me see.
And that's too far out probably now.
Yeah, I don't know. That has to be some kind of a prayer that goes, because it's
down
between
here,
every set of wings.
Down at the tip of the sword is where it's showing, and it's again tough to see when we have this on our phones. You can zoom in and see all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, cool piece, something to look forward to. If you are collecting this series of these stackers and whatnot, who knows? I don't know exactly if there would be something that would follow this if they come out with these weapons or what. I don't know.
That'd be
Tough
neat
to say. Be fun
All
to
right, so
follow.
and tell me if you've gotten any of these before, but I signed up for this
Yes.
1 ounce of gold at spot price, and it was from this company, Nationwide Coin and Bullion Reserve, and I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. They're not sponsoring anything here. They can if they want, but
yes, you could.
But in any case, they sent me this magazine. It's basically a magazine, and it's interesting. There's some stories in here too, like about China buying gold. There's one that says something about 9 months in a row, China's been the leading buyer of gold. Hey, look, we had a conversation about that. Look, the BRICS nations.
Yeah,
BRICS de-dollarization. So I don't know if that's flipped for you on the screen, but so it has a lot of cool stuff in here.
It was correct. It was correct.
All right. So it has a lot of cool stuff in here. But there was one ad that caught my eye. Most of the stuff that's in here is just like stories, and then they hit you with an ad. And this ad kind of caught me off guard because I was looking at it and they're asking for 25 grand, 50 grand, 75 grand.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that like, that's a whole lot of money. What do you get out of it? So I read through everything. It didn't really say. And then I read through here and it says free with this $25,000 standard, whatever, you get free 2 rolls of American Silver Eagles, which if that's just over $1,200, right? That's not $25,000 worth of. But if you bump it up to 50 grand, then you get those 2 tubes and you also get a 1/2 ounce of gold. So still the numbers don't add up. That doesn't add up though. That's not 50 grand worth of anything. And then the last one was like 75 grand, and then you get 1.5 ounces of gold in addition to the 40 ounces of silver. So I was like, this doesn't sound right. This sounds like very scammy because it doesn't mention anything else as part of the deal. Just hey, you give us this money and we'll give you some coins, and now you're investing. And so I was like, you know what?
I'm going to stop you there, and I'm going to say, he said, this pisses me off. It's what he said.
But the reason I said that this crap pisses me, I don't think I said crap, but this stuff pisses me off because there are people who don't know anything about precious metals.
Exactly.
And they're going to see this ad and they're going to see how fancy this looks. And they're going to think, you know what? Maybe that's where I need to be putting my money because these guys are reputable, right? Maybe it's time to break the bank. Maybe they're putting on a credit card and they're dropping 75 grand trying to get some great deals. So I said, Pauly, this is really annoying. And Pauly actually convinced me to call them. He said, call them up, record it. Maybe we'll get some content.
I said, check your state and see what it says about, calling,
hey, North Carolina, one party
needs
state.
the permission. Yeah. One party state. And
so North Carolina, I can record.
You're okay with it. They don't need to know. You're already okay with it.
I'm okay with it. So I did record it. Needless to say, you're not listening to it. So actually, it wasn't some scam. It's not an IRA. It wasn't.
Calmed it down a little bit.
He definitely and I didn't come at the guy aggressive. I was just probing and asking questions about what the value of doing this is. And he said, we'll put together a package of, say, $25,000 worth of precious metals of your choice, whether it be platinum, palladium, gold, whatever, even silver. They'll put it together and they'll send it to you. And I said, okay, let's say I wanted 1 ounce gold bullion. So by the end of the conversation, I found out that the pricing is not the best price you can find. And this is even after factoring in the 40 ounces of ASEs. That's American Silver Eagles. Even factoring that in, it didn't come like let's say compared to SD bullion, it was still about $60 an ounce too high. But that said, I can attest that it's not a scam. So I take it
exactly
back.
Right. No, and you're exactly right. And you kind of touched on a point that I wanted to bring up. I know exactly what you're talking about because I have bought the same stuff. I mean, it's tough not to jump on a 1 ounce MS70 bullion eagle at spot, right? But where they do try and get you, and people do get gotten, right? If that's English, they try to upsell you.
Oh yeah.
Well, they try to upsell you. So yeah, we're gonna sell you this eagle, and this typically is going to happen with somebody, whether they're older and they know who they are, maybe they've dealt with them before and they can talk them into doing things, or it's just a new older customer and they don't really know. But we're going to sell you this 22 karat American Gold Eagle. We're going to sell that to you at spot. But listen, we've got these 24 karat pure gold buffaloes that we can sell to you for $3,275. And that's where they make their money back, because these sales do happen. These sales have to happen for them to be able to sell these Eagles at the time at spot price.
Yep.
You know, those sales have to be done for them to be able to do that. So people are out there buying buffaloes, $3,000, $4,000. And that is it a scam, or is it just, like I said, it's the upsell? They're doing their job by selling that product.
Right.
But they're making away way too good on it. And they're taking advantage of people. But and that's the only downfall with those businesses, is your mailbox does get full of those newspapers. I mean, every so often they're sending them, and it's a lot of times more than not. And I have the stuff sent to my P.O. box, and I'll go through it. And if I see it, it's junk mail is what it is.
Yeah.
But
so they did try to upsell me. They did try to upsell me. And in this case, it wasn't on buffaloes. He was trying to sell me slabbed gold, like older gold. And his argument was that, no matter what Spot does, he said, these are going to hold their premium value. And that may be true, but that may be true. But, if you really understand, especially where the market is right now, and that Spot's already low, why would you jump on something premium? Usually premium stuff doesn't fluctuate too much. So when Spot's really high, that's a good time to pick up some premium.
Exactly. Because that premium is probably going to be about the same, right?
Right.
So
it doesn't
when it's lower, the premiums say the high. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And we have been seeing metals coming down. Right. I'm not one to sit here and talk about metals coming down, metals going up, and blah, 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 blah. Right. The thing is this, we're still up for the year. At least we were a while ago, and we're still up for the 10-year, and we're still up for the 20-year. I think it was up 5% for the year, even after the dip that we've gone through and kind of still through. Right. So, I mean, we still have an upside percentage on gold itself. So people talk about a lot is everything's kind of backwards when that happens, right? Instead of buying precious metals now, people are getting scared and dumping.
They're dumping like crazy.
They see it going back up and they say, God, I don't want to be out, miss the boat. I better buy some now. And then they buy it. But another thing that's going on too, we're seeing the premiums come down along with the spot price coming down, which we haven't seen in a really long time. We haven't seen that in a really long time.
I saw American Silver Eagles under $26 this week.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like regular.
Yep.
Crazy.
Everywhere. It's like all of a sudden here they are. Now, is that stock people have been selling back? I couldn't tell you. It doesn't matter. That's the price of them.
Yep. Wild. Crazy times, but hey, if you have the resources, you're sitting pretty, man.
Yeah, it's never I've never wanted to say back the truck up and put all your eggs into one basket. But if you, like you said, you got the extra resources, now is not a bad time to pick up some low premium silver or gold.
That's right, man.
You
can go around and slap people in the face with that.
You want to talk about some slapping, huh? So let's get into kind of the fun side of this, right? Not that St. Michael's ain't fun, and not that calling up coin dealers ain't fun. But dude, have you ever heard of slap fighting? Like just slap fighting, right?
Yep. Yeah. So my first introduction to this was probably on TikTok. Just flipping through, and I see some big burly dude and some small dude. It was a little scrawny guy, and the scrawny guy goes to swing and he slaps, and the big dude just kind of looks at him like, "That's it. Hope you're ready." And then the other guy gets just knocked out cold. It was something to see,
and that's just it, right?
And he volunteered for that.
Yeah, right, dude. So those are just those are just clips. Like there's actual tournaments. I'm going to bring some up here and kind of put us off to the side so that you can see that, right?
Yep. Slap fight.
All right. So this is the
Frank
YouTube channel, the Slap Fight Championships, dude. Now this is just where I'm going to start to kind of give a background story of what I want to get into. So I first started seeing this stuff during the lockdowns and stuff, right? It was, what else did we have to do? So we're just cruising. And as soon as something popped up in the algorithm, I'm like, what the hell is this? And you click on it. And then all of a sudden, there it is. It's all over your feed. So I went to their videos and I always click on the oldest. And this stuff started 4 years ago. So obviously we're in 2023. So this stuff was going on pre-COVID.
Okay.
Now, if you can see their kind of stage, what they got going on, there's just like a sheet. It almost looks like they're in a basement or a warehouse of some sort. Yeah, but it progressively starts getting better as they're picking up retention. I mean, people watching them.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see the views, 44,000 views, 252,000 views, 81,000. I mean, some of these have millions of views, 300,000, 400,000. And it just keeps going and going and going. But what I want to get into is who now is involved in this slap fighting before I play a couple clips for you. So this is Power Slap. It's called Power Slap. And it's put on by Dana White. And that's a big name in promotions, especially with the UFC, right?
Okay.
Let me get rid of this one. So he's taken people who were big names in the actual beginning of the slap fighting, right? And he's offering them positions now with his Power Slap. They're getting paid some decent money, anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 per round or per fight, well, whatever we want to call them. But this is a little introduction that if anybody hasn't seen this, and I know that those who are not watching are not going to be able to see it, but those who are watching, you're enjoy for a little treat. So this is just their intro video of this specific bout, I'm going to say, and we'll get into that. I'll fast forward to the actual rounds.
All right, so this is like it says foreign music in the captions.
Yeah, right.
That's a lot of slapping. Okay, nice logo. It's a big Samoan looking dude, right?
Yeah,
Samoan,
yeah.
Tongan, maybe.
Look at those tattoos.
That dude's definitely Pacific Islander. Yeah, he says this guy's a Hawaiian too. Man, you don't want to.
Now this guy right here. This guy right here is one of the originals from that original slap fighting, right? That Wolverine dude. And that's actually who I want to come forward and show you his fights or his bouts. I don't even know what to really call him.
Is he from the US or is he European?
I believe so. The Wolverine, yeah, he is.
Well, maybe he's from Canada.
So I want to show you, like, do they have like legit walkouts?
That's funny.
Okay, it's gonna play an ad because of
there must be a lot of funding in this, a lot of sponsorships to be able to afford.
There is now,
nice, like, arena and all that. Yeah, this is fancy, man. That's really nice.
There is now. I mean, they're still wearing these cheesy t-shirts, but behind his beard, you can see the Monster logo.
Oh yeah, so clearly huge beard.
I mean, I've got one in my hand. They're not a sponsor here. Son of a bitch, anyways.
So is his beard like kind of like a cushion, like a buffer for the slap?
And he has said that. But I've never seen this guy without a shaved beard. So we're going to come ahead again. Where's my skip forward button here? Can I double click on it? No. Double click just zooms. So this guy's going for the title.
All right, ZZ Top
get the
versus.
right spot. And dude, they're checking them out just like they would any type of USC event.
Yeah,
making sure they don't have any hidden weapons,
hidden razor blades in his.
Here we go.
In his beard. Oh,
they're
he's going
shaking
against
hands.
This. Is that the Hawaiian? Oh, that's the guy with the earrings.
Yeah, that's the dude. Yeah.
He's got like those ear spacers.
Gauges.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
All right. So if you have never seen this, anybody out there that's actually watching, check this out. It's a
little love tap. Oh, he's feeling his face. He's sizing his face up. He's like, okay, here's where I want to slap. Bap. Get it. All right. That guy shook a little bit.
All right. So right there, they said foul. Yeah.
Okay. Why was that a foul?
Because you're supposed to go for the cheek, and it looked like it hit him in the neck, right? And you can hear him say foul, because there are some rules to slap fighting here. I mean, this is legit stuff. So you can't, the person being slapped, you can't flinch. Like, you got to stand there and take it. If you flinch and they slap you, that's a foul on you, and they get another slap, right?
Oh, right? Okay. But you can react to the actual slap, though. You just can't
after the fact. Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
You can't. You just got to know it's coming, and you just got to take it, right?
All right.
So let's continue on.
So I've got to ask you,
yes,
how much would it cost for you? What's your price for you to play against one of these dudes?
Yeah, see how low he hit him? Dude, I'm not slap fighting. I'm not doing it. I don't know if there is a cost. I mean, I think there's a cost, but what makes sense? Like a couple grand don't make sense for me to get there and get the shit smacked out of me, right?
Get concussed in one hit, man. I could just feel my brain rattling. I just see an instant headache. I'd be done for the night.
So there are rounds, like this is the first round, right? Each person gets a slap. And that would be round 1. And then they get into round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they're judged just like anything else on a 10-point scoring system based on where the slap lands, how clean the follow through is, how were you positioned when you hit the slap, and how the opponent took the slap. It's not that it's confusing, but it's in depth. Like, they've really thought this through.
Oh, he's leaning into it. Oh, man. Why does that guy still have his earrings? I would have pulled him out, man. Or maybe he has. Maybe he's got tape on his ears just to keep them together.
Well, they definitely have like tissue inside of their ears.
Okay, to prevent them from like going deaf if they get an ear slap.
Yeah, I've seen they wear mouth guards, and I've seen people take their mouth guard out after they've been slapped, and their face just explode, dude. Just explode.
Huh. All right, let's see what he does.
All
right, so the contender is gearing up.
Much shorter.
Oh, because he's like slapping up. That looked like it hurt him a little bit. He flinched. No, he didn't flinch, but he like.
Look at his neck. That's where that first one got him.
It's pink. As it shows much more on his fair skin. He's like, hold on, let me get my baby powder.
And they do get 60 seconds in between rounds to compose themselves. But you got to imagine, like, some of these, look at his nose. Some of these heavyweight dudes, like, one slap and they're done. Like, they get knocked out, and they can call it by that. And they have 60 seconds. If they fall back and their coaches catch them, if they can't walk forward like a boxer, hold on here. Yeah. Yeah, I felt that one, didn't he?
Huh.
And after each slap, so that was round 2, right? Because this gentleman in the black started the slapping, and he can decide whether he wants to move on or not. Because if you slap somebody, you got one coming back if you don't knock that person out. Like they start to hurt. Like, just imagine, I mean, they start to hurt after a little while.
Oh, of course. That's wild, man. Do you have any clips of any of the other people doing it? Like different?
I do.
Is this your guy? Is this like your favorite old
No, but
Wolverine?
He's one of the ones that have been around for quite some time, you know?
Uh-huh.
Here you go, and then we'll get into one. See? Didn't even phase him.
That guy's a brick wall.
Here you go.
This is a different guy?
No, that's all UFC stuff.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah, that's all different.
Okay. So in line with that, you're looking at UFC right now, right? So we're talking strange
it was
sports,
on UFC, yeah.
right? This kind of feels like a strange sports category, right?
It's kind of what
I got one
into, right?
I got one little clip for you that's pretty interesting. So you just showed the slap fights, and then you showed UFC. What if you could mix the two? What if you could mix the two?
Slap fighting with UFC?
Or I'll do you one better. How about mixing arm wrestling with UFC? Have you seen that before?
I've watched the movie Over the Top.
All right, tell me about the movie Over the Top. What's that? I don't think
You've never seen the movie Over Top with Sylvester Stallone? Dude, he's a truck driver. You've never seen that movie? Oh, you got it on my list, I guess. Week. Dude, it's an 80s movie. It's classic Stallone.
Okay, so this sport that I'm about to show you real quick is called X-Arm, right? X-Arm. You ready for this clip? And feel free to narrate what you're looking at.
All right. One guy's, what is going on here? Are their hands tied together?
Yes. So it's basically like arm wrestling. They're supposed to keep their hand relatively in the space of that little table.
Yeah, I can see that. They're just.
Have you ever seen anything like that? Yes. They're tied to each other and they're beating each other. So it's
like fighting tug of war.
So if you're listening to this, if you're not watching it, it's just as if there was an arm wrestle table, just a small arm wrestle table that's very sturdy. And they both start off with their arms, their right arm in the middle. I'll replay it for you. With their right arm in the middle, and then their arms are tied together. They're basically bound together. And then they just beat the daylights out of each other. There's no limit to punching, kicking. One guy puts the other one in an arm bar. Like it's here comes the arm bar. Ready for this? I think that guy in the green is actually one of The Rock's cousins. Dwayne Johnson's cousins, something like that.
It kind of looks like him, doesn't it? And
those are put him in an arm bar. Those are girls. Those are girls doing it. Look at that. I mean, that's like that guy's getting punched in the throat, and he can't do anything because his arm's short, and the other guy's got a longer arm. Just
what if you're not left-handed? Like it doesn't matter.
You're in trouble. Look at this guy. That guy's got reach, and he's quick like a spider. Too. Yeah. Yeah, so that's
not sped up at all. That's
no, not at all, man. That's exactly it is what it is. But that's called X-Arm, and it is a newer sport. I don't know if you knew this. There's actually, you know what like bare knuckle boxing is, right?
Yeah, so for sure.
Did you know there's actually 3 states that allow it now? Because it's been illegal for a very long time, but there are now 3 states that allow bare knuckle boxing.
I can't say yes, I did know that, but I did know that it was allowed. I just don't know the states, and that there was only 3.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. All right, I got one more for you. Go ahead. Before I start.
What you got? I don't know about that bare knuckle boxing either. I mean, that's
okay.
Crazy.
I got a slap fight for you here. You ready? Okay. This is a competition from Russia.
Ass slapping. All right.
Yep. And I don't know how you judge it. I don't know how but there's definitely some form or technique
Is
that
it
needs
judged
to
by
be perfected here.
recoil?
Maybe judged by when you get slapped, if you move, if you
This is
jump or whatever.
Russia.
This is Russia. These are Russian women, and that wasn't a
That
good
was like
slap.
hitting a brick wall.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But she's trying and she can't. She's like, I'm just not good. I'm not good at this. So these are ladies that are just slapping each other on the butts. I don't know why. I don't know how you judge this though. But it is a competition. Like clearly this was 2019.
Well, the announcer seems to be having a good time.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, I don't speak Russian, but I could definitely hear it with the volume. You could hear him like he's excited. He's happy to be there. I think he's pretty impressed with his career at this point.
Oh, come on. That's just a
She's
little
not
tap.
even trying. She's not even trying.
Yeah.
I think she likes her. I don't think she really wants to hurt her. That guy in the back, he's like, "What is this? Did you see him?"
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put it back. This guy right here on the right. Look at him. He's like, "What was that? That was not a good slap."
She just tap. She did tap her.
And I think that girl enjoyed that one too much.
She says, "What?
What? So Russia actually has several weird sports, and this is probably one of the least weird of their sports. I actually had a list of several of them, but one of them being, so they do their own slap competition similar to the one you just showed. I think that may actually be where it originated, the slap contests or slap competitions.
It very well could have.
They also do something called Russian group fighting. And I think it's also referred to as wall-to-wall combat, which basically means you have groups of 2 or more, but it has to be equal groups. It can be as many as 16. And they'll basically go in and it's like a group MMA fight. And the only rule is
New York.
Yeah, but the only rule is you can't team up on anyone. You can only combat one-on-one.
It's all one-on-one.
But eventually one team loses because, they're going to be outnumbered and you just get destroyed.
Okay, is it, and maybe you don't know, but okay, so I'm thinking, what is somebody considered out? Like, when are they considered, okay, you have to leave, like your fight's over?
It's probably a tap, like when they tap out, something like that.
All right.
But it's like straight up. Yeah. So that's
weapons involved.
Kind of crazy.
Is there any weapons involved?
Not in this one. Not in this one.
Okay. If you got something with weapons, hold that back because I want to get into something just kind of, I think it's just odd, but people do it every day.
Go ahead.
Right? Have you ever heard of pickleball?
I've heard the term, but I don't know what it is. No.
All right. So pickleball is basically, it's like tennis. It's like tennis and ping pong combined, right? And you know what ping pong is, and you know what tennis is, and it's played on a tennis court, but you have a little bit bigger than a table ping pong paddle and a little bit bigger ball, but you're playing on a tennis court. And I'm just going to read you a couple of the basic rules here. Your serve must be hit underhand and started from a baseline. The serve must land be on the kitchen area. So they have this thing called a kitchen area, and that's basically in tennis where you have a court. Let me see.
Is it like the center area or something?
Yeah, so you're serving. It's in front of where you're serving is what they're calling the kitchen area, and maybe if you are listening out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about because I've never played this one. Now I've seen that it's caught on quite a bit, even in my local area, where back when I was growing up, we had tennis courts and they're still there, but we played tennis. But that's long been gone. Like nobody's picking up tennis rackets and playing tennis anymore. I don't know why. It's just been gone. But then all of a sudden, here's this pickleball. And I'm just telling you, I've never seen young folks playing pickleball. It's always, and no offense to anybody in their 60s whatsoever, but it always seems like they're in their 60s or above, like out there getting some exercise, but they're not of age anymore to get out there and whack a tennis ball around, right?
Yeah. It might be that the ball moves slower. Perhaps that's,
and it could be, and it makes a weird pop noise, pop noise. So let me just share this. Let me see if it'll come up. No, it's not going to come up. It's sharing that way. So let me just bring it up here just to give you a, for instance, of what this is. So this is the little court right there, right? Pickleball.
That's a baby court.
Yeah, but it looks like a baby court, and it very well could be, but it's got the same kind of lineup as a tennis court, right?
Okay.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me take you here. And this was loaded, but here it comes.
Oh, interesting. So there's like, you can go on Amazon and buy the equipment for it.
What's that going to run you?
I don't even know. You just had it up at the top of your screen.
Oh, was it on the top of the screen?
Yeah, that shopping, has those little icons.
Hear this?
Yeah, I don't think the audio is coming through, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that it's very strange, but it is strange to me that it's just taken over on tennis and not where'd it come from. I don't know.
So do you know what LARPing is? Have you ever heard of LARPing? Or the term
sounds
LARP?
Familiar.
Okay, so it's an acronym. Familiar. It stands for live action role play. It's kind of like when I don't know, people are out there and they're playing medieval whatever. You got sorcerers, you got orcs, you got knights or whatever, and they all go against each other in a big field, and
almost like Civil War reenactment, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of like LARPing. Well, there's this group that has taken it to the next level, and this is called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Buhurt, Buhurt. It's called Full Armor Combat. And check this video out.
Oh gosh, you do have weapons.
And these are
okay,
legit
so this
weapons.
isn't AI or anything? Like this is legit.
Is real. This is real. Look, that guy is whacking the other guy with his sword. And I don't know how strong their armor must be. I think there's probably a rule like your weapons can't be sharp.
Well, that guy's axe looks pretty heavy. So I'm just going to say this guy is being beaten with an axe.
Well, there was one guy, I didn't include it in this video. I'll play it one more time. But there was one guy that actually had like, it looked like a maul or like some kind of like a heavy weapon that he was putting dents in people's helmets. Like this guy was not playing around. But I mean, look at them. Like they're going full force. Now, you got to have a lot of confidence in your body armor to step into battle with a bunch of people with swords and axes. And this stuff is like, it's no joke. Look at that.
Well, and why it looks to me like it's almost quote unquote AI made is because they are moving so slowly, but everything has to be, I guess, really, really heavy.
Controlled.
Right?
Well, not just that, but you don't want to kill the person, I think. So they're probably controlling their swings.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying, as they're moving around, they're
with their heavy their heavy armor, their equipment, and they're probably exhausted. Because I mean, I don't know if you've probably been in a fight or two in your life, I'm sure, but it's exhausting. Yeah.
Yes.
The adrenaline's there. But like it is exhausting. Like even wrestling. Like I remember when we were in Iraq, we were bored, man. We would just build a pit, and this kind of leads into my next one. So we would build a pit and put sandbags all around it, and it was probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet across, just a round pit. And the sand, we would rake out all of the rocks and everything. So it was like the finest sand you could imagine. And whenever there was a dispute, and it didn't matter your rank, like you could go against, a lance corporal could go against a staff sergeant. It doesn't matter. But if there was a dispute,
sure,
and you wanted to figure it out, you would just hop into the pit and you'd duke it out. And you would have like the most epic battles. It was exhausting because I was in there at least 2 or 3 times, but it was exhausting. But when it was all said and done, you shake hands and you're done with it. Like it's settled. And that was that was awesome. Like to me, that was like a really great way to settle things. But it is tiring. It is tiring to do stuff like that. So I'm going to show you in alignment with that. I'm going to show you this next video. So this is in Peru. And this actually has a name. It's called Takanakui. Takanakui, right?
Okay,
and those are kids. Those are kids.
Yeah,
those are
like
kids.
Now,
but it's not just kids. There's women.
There's little, Are they bare hand? Are they?
Yes, bare knuckle, beating the daylights out of each other.
Wow.
And so the rationale behind this is what they would do in this province of Peru. It actually kind of overlaps with Bolivia as well. What they would do is they would carry their grudges for the year. And during this event that happens once a year, they would challenge each other and bring each other to this arena and just beat the daylights out of each other. The only rule is they had to start and finish with a handshake and a hug, just so that you could like be done with it. But
hug it out.
They would hug it out. Let me just play that one more time, because look, I mean,
yeah, I need to see that.
They're not holding back. Like these guys are going.
They're not holding back, but I do see that they're kind of protecting themselves. Some of them guys that they actually have like bandanas wrapped around their knuckles.
Yes,
even though like those look like kids.
Those are kids, yeah. And there's
another
the guys
thing I'm noticing is like the background, the sky is just black in some of those.
Yeah. So those guys that are walking around with the whips, they're to maintain order, and they will whip you. Like the guy who was narrating it, he actually got whipped by one of them. But it's to keep the crowd calm and also to keep the fighters from doing anything they really shouldn't do. And of course, they're checked to make sure that they're not, carrying weapons or whatever. So it's just bare knuckle duking it out. Pretty wild, man. You ever settle a dispute like that between a friend?
Not like that. Not like that. We kept it kind of peaceful. Now, in fights, which fights did break out, it always did end with, we're still buddies. We're still friends. It just, our emotions got the best of us, and either somebody initiated, and you got to defend yourself at that point, whether you're friends or not. That's right. I mean, there's other people around,
Yeah.
You couldn't just let it slide. But then after the fact, you wiped your nose, you shook hands, and you went back to doing what you were doing, just kind of like you explained, and then basically what they're doing over there, but never with not the huge county festival. And guy might have been selling French fries out of a van or something. That was nuts.
Yeah, that's man. I kind of wish something like that would happen sometimes, because I feel like there's so many people that just have disputes and they sit on them, or they'll act on them in a way that's permanent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that doesn't need to happen. If you just throw some fists, get it over with, shake hands, crack a beer, you're good. Or not, you know what I mean? But like, settle on it. Like, just be done with it. There you go. Yeah, so right. Okay. So you're a country boy, right? Would you consider yourself a country boy?
Sure. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. What do you ever ride horses?
Yes. You ever been cow tipping?
I've not done cow tipping, but I asked my wife to take me cow tipping when we were in Texas. She said that's not nice. So she said no. But you've been cow tipping?
Sure.
All right.
Once or twice.
So I'm about to show you a sport that is growing in the world of riding, right? Now, just so you know, there is, I'll show it to you. So there's a little bit of controversy here. This is regarding, regarding the, of course, PETA, what is it? People for the Equal Treatment of Animals. They don't like this, but Let's be honest.
Okay, so these are
those ostriches are having a good time.
These are ostriches.
But there's no
Look at
joke.
them. They got
These are
jockeys
people,
and everything.
these are jockeys on ostriches. So the thought is, or at least the I guess the idea was that this started in Africa.
Those are women.
A long time ago. Like this isn't a new thing. And then it kind of spread, and now it's in the States. And so this is like a thing now.
I could dig the little carriage now. That'd be cool. I don't know, getting on top of one.
I would totally get on top of one, man. I'm trying to make my chickens that big so I could start riding on them. So that's like a dream right there, man.
Now that would be something.
You imagine
it says the ostrich, the sign said the great ostrich race is what the sign said.
Virginia and these things can get up to 42 miles an hour.
Okay, have you been to a zoo? Have you seen an ostrich? Like, I mean, obviously not in the wild, but they have them places. Have you seen one up close? Yeah.
I've not been too close to one, but I've been close enough. Probably 10 or 15 feet. But no, not like eating out of my hand, like in some of those videos where they like stick their head in your.
Like they're wild, dude. They're like giant flamingos because of how like their legs are, you know.
Yeah.
But I wonder what ostrich tastes like.
I hear it's tough. It's kind of like turkey, but tougher. With poultry, you want it to be, and turkey's pretty tough. With poultry, you want it to be like a hen. You don't want to eat a rooster, for instance, with chickens,
because that's what happens with pheasants, right? So pheasant season is going to be kicking off here. But we can't shoot the hens, so it's only roosters. So young birds are always the best ones to get. And they're always the easiest to get because those wild roosters, them older ones, man, they're feisty and they tend to run and not fly.
You know, most of the chicken that you eat, if you buy it from the store, that chicken is honestly, it's about 10 weeks old. It's like it's a baby.
Sure.
And it's just a certain breed that grows really quickly. And so these ostriches, these are probably like 4 or 5 year old ostriches. So they're pretty big.
Right on.
I'm sure their meat's not that good, but
yeah, probably not. Probably really tough, especially after races like that. So before we got into it too deep, I wanted to touch on like just Olympic sports that just don't exist anymore, right? And I did want to find at least one, and I do have one pulled up. You ever hear of dueling? Like we were talking about country, and now let's get into like kind of old west. Like they used to have duels out in the streets
with
right?
pistols.
Leave the bar. Yeah, we're talking about
take your glove off, slap somebody in the face. Yep, the original.
Yeah, but I mean, people actually used to have duels with pistols, and you know how you lost that, right? You didn't come back from that one. Well, they used to have dueling in the Olympics.
What the heck?
Pistol dueling ranks number 8 on old Olympics. The obscure Olympic event was only staged once at the 1908 Olympics. Even then, it was demonstrated. But what they did was it was your standard duel, like you would imagine. But what they did was they used rubber bullets.
Huh.
Yeah, wax bullets, firing wax bullets at one another from 20 and 30 meters. And that just, you can see the outfit that the guy's in.
It's like he's going paintballing.
Exactly, like they're paintballing, but obviously they didn't have that type of equipment then. I wouldn't imagine.
They should bring that back, man.
Dude, and there was an Olympic event, like they're competing for gold medals.
Yeah, they should.
And we can scroll up, and they had motor racing, which okay, you wouldn't think that's an Olympic event, but it was back in the 1900s. Again, a lot of these are from the 1900s. I don't even know what you would call that, but it almost looks like what's that sport they play now? It's not like lacrosse because they got these big. They still play this today. Definitely not cricket because they play with that flat, almost like a baseball rules. And this one is kind of wild. And you can see this is more recent picture called steeplechase. So they're running over water. It's like
they
can get going so fast that they'll like hydroplane. but they
Yeah,
got to
that's a
jump
twisted
hurdles
ankle.
and go through obstacles and all that good stuff.
Christ. That looks deadly.
Lacane. Yeah, with these, it's almost like what do
Looks
we
like
do
some
now?
samurai
Fencing.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but with wooden sticks.
All right.
Right?
I can dig it.
Club swinging. And this ain't going out dancing. Live pigeon shooting, no longer done, but it was an Olympic sport. Look at this stuff. You can tell what I search online. They keep bringing
Targeted
up
ads.
coins and stuff, dude. And then another one, which isn't, I believe, an Olympic sport anymore. Nope, it's not. Discontinued in 1920s. But the good old fashioned tug of war, man.
Have you seen that tug of war? Just to interject real quick, that tug of war version where you have people in a canoe. It's like a long canoe, and you have some people facing one way, and then the other people facing the other way, and they're both rowing, and there's like a rope, and they're trying to row themselves one way or another to win. It's basically like tug of war on water.
I haven't. I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I didn't pull that one up, but. Yeah, tug of war is a cool one. I think they should.
There's just so many. There's just so many. Now you're coming through with some good ones because there were some good ones.
Yeah. So some good ones. Do you play soccer at all? I've never really played soccer, but do you play soccer?
My kids were no. I've watched it like live with kids and stuff, but I've never really gotten into it.
So you do know that it's the biggest sport globally, correct?
I would believe that if you were, I would believe it.
It is the biggest sport globally. Well, there's one part of the globe that has taken that sport and added an element of danger to it. And I'm going to show you this video and I'll tell you what's going on.
Spiked ball or something, a fireball. Okay.
So this is, notice the ball is on fire and they're basically playing soccer with a ball that's on fire, and they are barefoot and holding it barehanded. And look, he just picked up the fiery ball and threw it. So this ball is made out of and I will tell you, this ball is made out of coconut fibers, and it is doused. It is doused in diesel. So that is a burning coconut fiber ball, and they're just kicking it around like nothing. So this actually is a sport that they play in Indonesia to celebrate the week of Ramadan, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently there are seldom ever any burns or injuries resulting from this. And if you're listening to this, if you're not watching it, this is not like a dimly lit ember. It is a flaming ball.
No, this is a fireball, people. This guy just got covered in soot,
embers. Yeah, look at that.
Embers. Now it's into the crowd.
Yeah, I'll play it one more time. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know if I would want to. I'd probably play it with like jeans on and some shoes. I don't think I could.
And what I'm noticing here is this is in like a courtyard. They're on asphalt here, but when it gets later in the video, they're playing on dirt and it's leaving a trail of here, like this is grass. This guy just picks up a fireball.
And there's one part where it like bounces off a bunch of kids in the ground.
Yeah, well,
it's not like there's no safety nets.
Yeah. I mean, who signed like it? Are they training for this? Are they getting themselves?
No, see right there, just hit a bunch of kids.
Yeah, he just picked it up. Yeah,
crazy.
And this is all at night from what I'm seeing.
You got to make it glow. You can't see it in the daytime.
Yeah, why would you play fireball during daylight hours? And they have torches lighting up the court. Wow. Yeah, this sport was definitely not made in the USA. I can tell you that.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That is nuts. No, I've never seen anything like that.
It's a good sport, man. A lot of sports to be had out there. I don't know. I think I would probably try. I don't know. I would try the ostrich race one. I don't think there's any of the other ones that I mentioned. I wouldn't do the slap fight. I can't say that I would do the live.
Definitely out on the slap fight. The ostrich, I would have to be in the cart. I'd have to be in the cart though. That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool.
No, I'd be on its back. I'd be like, giddy up, let's go.
No way. No way. Put me in the cart and call it a night.
That's right, man.
I'll line them up.
All right. Well, before we drop off, just a reminder for everybody that's just tuning in, make sure you go on our website, Crucible Live at
cruciblelive.com.
cruciblelive.com. Sign up for the mailing list, and that gets you an entry to win a 5-ounce silver poured piece. And if you want a second entry, all you got to do is go on to our other YouTube channel, the actual Crucible YouTube channel. The link
and
again
that's
is in
the Crucible
description.
Podcast. It's down in the description, right here on YouTube. Get yourself subscribed to that one as well. Get yourself subscribed to that one as well. But we're not going to give up just yet when we plan on doing this giveaway, because there is a marking point when we plan on doing that. So just know that when you are subscribed, ring that bell. We're going to be making in some transitions further down the line. We're enjoying ourselves. People seem to be enjoying themselves. It's fun.
Yeah. And if you have any ideas on what you want to hear us talk about on a podcast, you can actually go right on the website. There's a form you can fill out and let us know.
Definitely fill that out. Like we talked about before, we have a lot of these already lined up, and look forward to the following weeks. And if you have something and you want to hear it, give us a shout.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, thank you. This was awesome. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yeah, buddy.
Peace.